Tough one tonight. Um, They've got some good hitters in that lineup, and they were able to get on top of us early, and we had some chances offensively early. Just weren't able to get enough runs across the plate to get back into that game, and then they were able to open it up later on. So a tough one tonight, one to move on from, and come back tomorrow ready to play.
And first of all, is Victor okay after the hit by pitch?
Yeah, I mean we're kind of assessing that right now, but I think it was hard for him to grip coming out of that. So we got him out of there, and we'll just kind of see how he is tomorrow.
Just didn't seem like Bryan was as sharp as he has been early on. What did you see from Bryan tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the score was maybe not as indicative of how he threw, but again, these they've got a couple guys at the top of the lineup that can do damage, and those are the guys that did the damage tonight, and we just have to move on from that and be ready tomorrow.
On the stealing a home attempt, just what did you see from that vantage point? Was that something that he kind of took into his own hands? Just what went into?
Yeah, I mean, Vic's an aggressive player, there's no doubt, and that's part of his game. It's a situation where you got to know you're going to make it, and he just got his hand in there, but just wasn't able to get in there safely. So, we're hoping he can bounce back tomorrow.
Is it frustrating too? Because it seemed like you guys had Gil on the ropes there. It's a 3-0 count, 2 outs. Just that component add a little bit of frustration to it.
I mean, it was a frustrating night all around, I think, on a lot of accounts, and you don't like to end up on the wrong end of that score, and that certainly is frustrating, and but certainly we got to come back tomorrow ready to play.
Victor's just been so good on the base paths in particular. That's part of what's made him so effective for you guys too. In that situation, coming out of that, do you have to say something there? Do you have to rein him in a little bit after something like this?
I mean, obviously he likes to put pressure on the defense, and that's part of his game, as you mentioned, and that was a very aggressive play, and again, one that you want to make sure you're going to be in, and he just wasn't able to get in there.
Dan, with Bryan, the majority of the damage was done by the dangerous top of the order. What did you see in how he attacked the top of the order, or how he tried to attack?
Yeah, I mean, ideally you like to see those guys come up with nobody on base, and they had runners on, and so those are tougher at bats, and I think they were able to take advantage of that, and it put them on top early to stay.
What do you think a young pitcher like Wu can take away or learn from a night like tonight?
Well, I mean, I think these are the games that you do learn a lot. You learn a lot of times through games that don't go so well, and so tonight, it's tough when you're in a lineup like this, and if you make a mistake, you're going to get hurt, and these are the kind of games that those kind of things show up.
Bryan, you've been on such a roll, obviously, and had success against this team in particular over your 2 previous starts against them. But just how do you kind of assess the way tonight's outing went?
Not very good. Just made some mistakes. 2 strike counts. They got a couple of, kind of weaker hits, and then cashed in. Just got to be better, I think, with 2 strikes. The homer to Soto's, whatever, it's 0-0. Got to be smarter probably about the first AB to Judge with a base open. So, just learning moments, but just got to be better.
What was the approach against the top of the lineup in particular? We know how dangerous they can be.
Honestly, just kind of knowing their spots. I'm not, avoiding anybody. I'm still going after everyone, but just being aggressive to better spots there. But, they put some good swings on some good pitches. It is what it is, but kind of just knowing especially with Judge, you know, being smarter maybe about not giving in and face the rest of their lineup. It is what it is. But, yeah, I just kind of got beat by those two guys.
You have to feel like you've got to just be that much more fine about hitting your spots against those guys, especially when they have runners on base as well.
Yes and no. I mean, I think if you try to be too fine, you know, you're probably gonna get yourself in some bad counts. So it's a mix of getting ahead and being aggressive, and then when you are ahead, then you take your shots towards your spots.
What can you learn from a night like tonight? Obviously, you want to flush it and move on, but what's the learning piece that you're going to take forward from this?
Just understanding situations better, probably. Knowing who's up, who's coming up, what do the runners on base look like, and understanding kind of what guys I want to face and what guys I don't, and yeah, it's just kind of reading the game a little better.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.